Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back to another Poemaster video, and today, we're gonna go over Berg and Antogepi, right? Which, by the way, we will be summoning, probably after the May Banner, before, you know what? I'll put up a poll, and then you guys tell me which stream should we do first between, Berg and May, right? So, anyways, regardless, let's get into this. So, Berg is probably by far the best unit that we've got in this update, right? And with good reason, right? So Berg is a crit support, and it's probably one of the better crit supports in the game, right? So outside of like Singsu Blue, which is not the most reliable crit support, but a crit support nonetheless. But right outside like Singsu Blue or Sabrina or like Hilbert, he's probably the next best on that list, right? For a multitude of reasons. So obviously he does have Dire Hit All Plus, and then on top of that he has Potion, which does any other crit support outside of Sabrina have that? Anyways, maybe one of them do, but I don't remember off the top of my head. But then afterwards you have Happy Colors, which gives accuracy to our whole team, and then raise defense and special defense by 1 to 3 stats at random. Honestly, it also has Metronome. Honestly, like, his regular kit isn't like anything crazy, right? Or his moves, right? The big stuff that makes him relatively great is actually on his passives. So he has Team Supercharge 5. 6% chance of raising, attack or special attack or both of all allied sync pairs when a move targeting an opponent is successful. It's basically Blue and Xerneas's passive, but instead of getting hit, it's you attacking your opponent, which you could do easily because your attacking move, Metronome, is a 1-gauge move. Well, maybe not that easily because Metronome does have like some awkward moves, but like you also have accuracy buffs here. And by awkward moves, I mean Metronome actually has some like low damaging moves, right? You know what? Let me actually pull out the Metronome move chart. So this is the list of moves that Metronome could actually turn into. So it's not every move in the game. In fact, it's not even close to every move in the game. It's actually just one of each type, right? So for normal, there's Tri-Attack. Fire, there's Fire Blast. Water is Surf. Electric is Thunder. Grass is Power Whip. Ice is Blizzard. Fighting is Focus Blast. Poison is Sludge Bomb. Ground is Earthquake. Flying is Drill Peck. Psychic is Psychic. Bug is Bug Buzz. Rock is Rock Slide. Ghost Shadow Ball. Dragon Pulse. Dark Pulse. Steel Iron Tail. And Fairy is Play Rough. So they're all really, really solid 3-gauge moves. For the cost of only 1 gauge, at the cost of not knowing which one you're going to get. Some of them do have some accuracy issues, right? Stuff like Focus Blast, 70 accuracy, right? Thunder, 70 accuracy. But again, Berg does kind of fix that with accuracy buffs on his trainer move, right? So we don't have to worry about that too much. And then on top of that, none of them really have any drawbacks, right? So you don't have stuff like Draco Meteor or Leaf Storm that could potentially lower your stats or whatever. Or any like recoil moves. They're all moves that don't really have any drawbacks, right? So that's nice. But yeah, since you do have a 1-gauge move, it is relatively easy to spam to get Team Supercharger 5 up. It's a bit more reliable than both Singsu Blue and Xerneas's passive, because for those passives you need to get hit, right? And then sometimes the opponents don't always hit you. Sometimes they use stat buffing moves or trainer moves or whatever, right? So they don't actually hit you. This one, it makes sure that, unless the opponent has like any evasion buffs or whatever, right? That you should be able to, have a chance for this to activate every time you attack, right? Then moving on, I got Catalyst, which accelerates move gauge when a sync move is used for the first time. It's actually really nice, right? If you are thinking of EXing Berg, which by the way, he does have a really, really nice outfit. But if you are, thinking of EXing Berg, then obviously this is a great option, right? Otherwise, you probably wouldn't use it that much. Again, move gauge acceleration very very powerful, but there's just a lot more priorities nowadays with syncing. Then you got healthy super hit 9, which restores users HP when a move is super effective. Don't really count on that because you're getting one of 18 types over here at random, so the chance of that activating is not very high, right? So as for the stats, don't expect to do too much damage with the metronome, because you have like really bad offensive stats, 190 on both offensive stats. So again, don't expect to do too much there. As for those stats, good HP, good defenses, and I'd say this is below average speed, right? But you do make it up for only have like a 1 gauge move spam, I guess. And so that's nice. Moving on to the grid, you got some good stuff here. It is pretty expensive though, right? So you'd have double Master Healer with double MP refresh on potion, which is what Skyla has, right? On top of that, you have Team Fierce Entry, so that's a guaranteed +1 attack for a full team when you enter the battle. Then you got Team Grand Entry, which guaranteed +1 special attack for a whole team when it enters the battles. So that does take a bit of the randomness out of it, right? Although one of the downsides of Team Supercharger 5 is I guess you don't really like get a chance to use metronome in like the first few turns because you're using Dire Hit All twice and the happy colors, right? So these could be helpful. And then after that you got stuff like team healing. So like you actually have like a lot of stuff that's based on being super effective. Got super duper effective 2, super duper effective 3. You got team healing super hit 9, which heals your whole team when you get a super effective. Super countdown 9 reduces sync move countdown by 1 when move is super effective. And these are all traps. These are all complete traps, right? These are not actually like, again, the chances of you throwing out a super effective move with metronome is incredibly low, right? So these are all traps. Like, God, 10 energy, 9 energy, right? 7 energy. I guess 5 energy is not that bad, but yeah. The main stuff on the grid is basically the potion stuff, the team Grand Fierce Entry, Vigilance, right? If you want to tank with them, which you can. I mean, again, decent defenses, and then you got potion as well. And let's see what else. I'm betting on Solwar. It's also nice if you're running him as a tank. Crit Strike 1, again, don't expect to do that much damage with Berg and Togepi. The grid isn't the biggest deal in the world, but the potion stuff is definitely nice to have, right? So overall, Togepi, again, it's a really great unit. It's not something that you must have either, especially if you already have a great crit support, and or if you picked up Xerneas, right? Or if you have something like a Singzu Blue, he kind of operates a lot like a Singzu Blue, except you have some potions here, which is nice, and you don't have move gauge acceleration on your trainer move. You do have move gauge acceleration on your sync, but he's very 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 similar to Singzu Blue, honestly. He's a much more reliable crit buffer because you don't need MP refresh to max out your team's crit. You don't do as much damage as Singzu Blue, right? With obviously Hydro Cannon, very very powerful move in rain, right? You don't have that. Let's see what else. Again, you'd have potions. He doesn't. I guess that's like most of the comparisons between him and Singzu Blue. Also Singzu Blue is like 100% instead of like this is 60%. But then again, one's getting hit, the other's hitting the opponent. 1 gauge spam, I guess, if you're just running it as a full support, right? It's a really similar unit to Singzu Blue. So like I mentioned before, if you have Singzu Blue, I don't really think you need this thing. Again, it's very very powerful, but like unless you really like Togepi or Berg or the outfit or whatever, it's not something that you really need, especially if you have something like a Singzu Blue, or if you have like something like a 2 out of 5 Sabrina or 3 out of 5 Hilbert, right? But otherwise, it honestly is a decent pickup, right? If you are lacking, if you desperately need crit buffers, Togepi is definitely, again, one of the better ones in the game. right? But otherwise, not the biggest deal if you miss out on him, right? But yeah, anyways, that's about this one, I guess. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me guys think in the comments down below. Again, I will be summoning on this later day, right? When it drops. Again, I'll post a poll somewhere out on the community tab, which yeah, you guys could vote on which one of these two I should summon on first. But yeah, again, subscribe to my channel, like, enjoy this video. I think I did that backwards in terms of my outro. And I'll see you guys later tonight at the summons then.